Viewers, please be advised that the Sonarfeed is an uncensored broadcast and may not be suitable for all audiences.
He is the creator and sustainer of all the worlds, whether those worlds are known or unknown to mankind.
You are listening to the Sonarfeed with your hosts, Aaron Sonar Riley, Adam C. Smith, and Lee Rail. The Sonarfeed comes to you live over Ustream from the Berliner Pub in Renton every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Previous episodes may be found online at rats.org/Sonarfeed, on YouTube or on iTunes. Now, without further delay, I give you the Sonarfeed.
You're a rich girl, and you're gone too far, 'cause you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money, you can rely on the old
Anyway, back to the show. The big shoe that
Big shoe.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start with
So where were we?
We're at the intro. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hold on. My name's
Hi.
Adam C. Smith.
And
I'm
that's
Lee
Lee
Rail.
Rail. I'm Aaron Riley.
I always
I'm
carry.
Sonarfeed.
can I get our names on the bottom?
I gotta carry weapons because I always carry cash.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that. We're live. Hello, everybody.
All in my head.
Our new hashtag is we will get that fixed for next week.
You gotta carry weapons.
All right. And we're going to also be joined now by Mr. Kyle Gervano, the future.
Toronto 0 with a 0.
Thank you for your wonderful interview and your patience.
You're in high def video, sir.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, we had him on, half hour before the
Yeah.
show. So, yeah, thank you for your patience, Stefan. Much appreciated.
Yeah, that was nut juggler, etc. Blah blah blah, etc. etc.
Yeah.
We'd
So,
like to have him on again.
right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the show. I'll edit this as much as I can afterwards. We're going to talk briefly about what happened last week, kind of a look forward at what's happening next week. If you guys are interested, I have a short video, well, short being about 10 to 12 minutes. So I'll listen to your comments. I have a 10 to 12 minute video with fans of Chivas came on and talked to us.
It's like 2
and what I
minutes.
thought, no, it's 12.
Well, it wasn't just fans.
It was the supporter group, Black Army. And so
Black Army 1851.
At Black Army 1850.
1850. Yeah.
Which was where your Twitter question earlier today.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, it was.
So we want to, we've engaged a number of supporter groups and other people to talk to them after the game, because a lot of the other folks do a wonderful job of viewing what's going to happen. We want to go post. And so we have this great opportunity with a number of them lined up that we're working on, and it's good. So,
And if you don't like us having a rapport with other supporters groups, then we're sorry, but that's we're supporters at the
Absolutely.
core of everything. We're supporters.
absolutely. So, what
And
we're going to
we support supporters.
We support
We do.
supporters.
We're athletic supporters.
right.
You're,
So, that's maybe not. That's maybe
How long
not.
have you been sitting on that one?
You just walked right into that one, sir.
You've been sitting on that one.
Yes, I have.
All right. So we are. We again apologize profusely for those of you that were live. Those of you watching recorded are going, "What problems?"
Duct tape and chicken wire, baby.
It is absolutely.
Apollo 7.
It's one of the best things about doing a live show is that everything is up in the air and things change and things are fluid and we're having
Uh,
issues and we fix them and something else happens. So again, we appreciate you all sticking around and watching.
Can I throw something in real quick?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I'd like to just say, everyone that's watching, even though no one's probably hearing my microphone, even though you're watching live, if you could support us by either subscribing on iTunes or watching on YouTube, either way, one of those, so we
Yep.
can get more metrics on what you guys like, what we like, because we can see when you guys tune in and tune out.
Yep.
Not to be Big Brotherish, we want to know what you want to hear,
Yep.
who you like. If you don't like me, I'll be like,
Right.
out of here. We can,
Yeah.
Well,
Feedback
that's
too.
going to happen anyway.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, one day.
That's what
I've been the first one voted out. Lee just gave me he showed me my phone. I was voted out earlier, so this is my last episode.
Frankly,
I'll be no longer here after
Frankly,
tonight.
if we had votes for who had to leave, there'd be a blank table right here.
It's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
bench would
'Cause
just
I
be
would vote for
empty.
you would vote for him, and he'd vote for Kyle. So
Because no
you
one
know.
else cares.
So, all right. So with that said,
No, Kyle would be the only one sitting.
oh, that's right.
That's because he hasn't done any harm yet.
I know.
True.
Yeah, but this-
True.
That's going to happen in the future.
you saw on Twitter and everything else, we now have sonarcast.com that's up and running.
Wow, that's big news this week.
It was big news. It was.
Guess who made that happen?
Us.
That would be all of us.
That would be us.
Yeah.
Lee's the back
That gives us a little bit of leeway here. We now have a podcast network, which Kyle over there, that guy, he's going to be one of our second show or third show or 17th show.
Yep.
No, he'll be the second show. I'm going to be like the 20th tier, Adam the Car Critic.
So, but that brings up a really good point. Adam the Car Critic, if you go to sonarcast.net or .com, sonarcast.com, if you go to the shows page, highlight Adam the Car Critic. He currently has 2 episodes up. As of today's stats, huge country, Japan.
I thought it was Australia.
It was.
Australia is now number 16.
Come on, Australia, get back on the horse.
Saudi Arabia loves you. Japan loves you. Yep. Beirut loves you.
I'm international.
He has an entire city, just a city. No Latvia or Poland. He doesn't have anybody back there.
Yeah, no, not yet. There.
There's more to come. I hope I don't piss off anyone who, like, sooner or later I'm going to find the car that you drive and I'm going to say something bad about it. Don't get angry. I'll do one on my own car someday. That's all.
All right. So, with that said, what I want to do is we're going to talk about the UW briefly. Kyle's going to talk about UW.
Beirut. Yeah, we actually got a city on the list. I know. I'm sorry.
We're not going to spend too much time because of our issues and how late it is, but we'll come back to it more. Akron, the Blue Hens, etc. There was a lot of college teams that played this weekend that had all the future on it. But let's talk about UW tonight. We'll come back, and next week or the week after we'll have a better setup, and we'll talk a little deeper about it. So tell us a little bit about your impressions of the 2 wins this weekend for UW.
Within how many days?
And you weren't at the second game, to be fair, but you at least, I'm sure, watched the video today. Yeah.
See the highlights.
Yeah.
I mean, UW looks like a good team this year.
Right.
Their back line looks solid.
Yep. Good midfield too.
Really good midfield.
Yeah. We can't hear Kyle.
All right, good. Yeah, I mean their back line looks great. The addition of the future of Lang and Gallagher, looked real solid. The keeper situation there. I mean, they have a great first keeper and they have a great second keeper. He's 6'7".
He's 6'7".
So I mean, they're solid in the back. The midfield looks good. The only one thing I think I saw in midfield is maybe a holding midfielder or someone maybe in addition to in the midfield might be good. But I think once they address the forward issue, because they have a good forward in Abdul Aman,
and they have one coming.
But that's I guess where I'm going with it is once they get that striker that's got speed and is able to just cause havoc with that opposing team's back line, it frees up the midfield.
Now, if you had a name to throw out, or someone maybe on the bench, or someone coming into UW,
I don't. The name escapes me.
I know
Hang on, whoa. Who was that guy we had on last week?
There was someone on our show last week, but he just cut out of here halfway because he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
it's my anniversary.
He should go. Yeah, he should probably go talk to UW though. I think he would probably be a good fit there.
What's his name?
It's Dom Disney.
Super Dom. That's right.
Super Dom.
Super Dom.
He's going to be a starter and he's going to kick ass.
Yeah, I think anything that's kind of shaky at midfield, which really isn't that shaky, I think they'll just improve even more at midfield once they have that speed up front.
Right.
To keep those, the back line honest on them. So
I have a question about you. I watched it went back and forth pretty much to me. There was good possession on both sides.
Right.
If you call possession giving the ball up after 3 passes.
Right.
But then the golden goal, which I like, which they're not going to let me talk about tonight. I want to talk about golden goals someday.
Right.
No, that's next week. We have nothing better.
Well,
we're going to have an argument about the golden goal because we all of us have.
Everyone's got a different opinion. Yeah.
What is you don't even have to say, but just like the whole game, I watched that and. It went back and forth, but each time that each team had possession, it really was an equal game. I mean, it ended a tie.
Yes.
It was a Dazula tie, and then the golden goal. I like that. I actually like it.
I'm in the camp with you. I don't mind the golden goal situation.
Right. So. In the future, we will have a discussion about the golden goal. So we'd like to take your impressions.
Yeah,
Get us
we'll
on
take
Twitter.
that off. Yeah, we'll take that offline now. So any last comments on UW?
Just Lang, I guess.
Lang. Oh my God. Yeah.
Lang looks outstanding. He's slotted in at a defensive position now. I would for me, I would like to see him play in a midfield position with the way he plays in a attacking you know, it would be nice to have him up front a little more to get in the attack, even though he comes forward quite a bit. Just to see how aggressive and how well he was in the air and any of the throw-ins or corners or anything else. Lang was all over it. He looked very, very aggressive at the end there.
Height matters so much, and it's becoming more. I've noticed it more. So or just getting air.
Absolutely.
So
Hello and welcome.
To see Lang forward a bit would be nice, but I don't know how comfortable Lang is with that.
It's the year's just kicking off, so we'll see how that works. But we all want to see Dom in, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't wait to see Dom.
And looking forward to Dom. Hopefully that happens soon. So
we're gonna have someone live at every game. If I can make it happen, we're gonna have someone live there
as best we can.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and jump out of UW. Okay. We're gonna go to Chivas.
Thank God.
Okay. So before we go to Chivas,
I never heard Chivas followed by thank
God. Yeah. Wow.
Wait, did you not see
that
that
new?
game?
Well, I saw the game, but I've never heard those two words followed by each other. Chivas and thank God.
Hang on. Montero's first hat trick, not thank God?
I predicted.
All right. Before we go there,
like the lazy guy.
I would like to show another short, quick little video that shows the supporter and what it was like to be a supporter down at the game.
Before the game started.
Before the game started. So here we go.
Is this a before and after?
The Sonarfeed crew is always looking for new ways to bring you stories, and this week we have Shani, aka Serena Sheik, on Twitter, who is a loyal listener of the Sonarfeed podcast, on the ground in LA for the match between our beloved Sounders and the Chivas Goats. She talked to Brandon Vaughn, aka BM Vaughn, some of the members of the SoCal Sound, of which she is also a member, Jody Ann 83, Tavis Gann and his mom, plus a quick shot of Take 'Em All, sung by ECS on the March to the Match. Take a quick look now, and we hope you enjoy.
Hey, I'm Brendan BM Vaughn, at BM Vaughn on Twitter. I came down this morning from Seattle for this Chivas match. Obviously, a lot of other fans did as well. It's a lot of fun. I love going to away matches. Hope you guys can come down sometime soon. There's actually an LA Galaxy match at the end of October, and I think flights are under $200, so consider it. And hi to all the Sonarfeed followers.
Give a shout out to the Sonarfeed.
Okay. Hey guys, that's Sonarfeed. I'm a big fan. I was watching the San Jose US Open Cup final. It was amazing, and we are indebted to you down here in LA. Thank you so much. SoCal Sound loves you. Hope to see you at a game soon.
At JodyAnn83 here, tailgating with Sounder fans. Just wanted to check in and say hello. I came down from Seattle just to enjoy it, and hope you guys enjoy the game.
I'm Tavis Gann. I drove 1,200 miles to get to this game.
With his mom.
Go Sounders!
Cut out it.
Hello.
Oh, hey, we're back.
Hey. Welcome back. Hope you guys liked that. We had a little bit of a live broadcast. Serena there in the...
Lee, what's her Twitter handle again?
It's at Serena's, oh shit, I don't know.
Street, correct. I said it in the video. God. Yeah, thank you very much, Shani, for doing that for us. We really appreciate that.
Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame, because it'll become an hour, and then it'll become a year, and then it'll become a decade.
So hopefully that was okay for you guys. It was put together off of an iPhone, I believe, or a phone, and I just went in and threw it together into a program today. Nothing special from an editing standpoint, but we do appreciate you taking time to watch that. Now, let's get into Chivas. Go ahead. I'm going to let you start first, because you're all excited about Chivas.
I am not excited about Chivas because, God, I did not want Freddie Montero to get that close to Eddie Johnson's goals. I'm sorry.
Dude, you're so wrong on that.
I'm sorry. I'm happy he got a hat trick with the Sounders. I'm happy he's finally made lore. I'm happy that the game was won 6-2. I'm glad it was decisive, but I didn't want it to be Freddie.
I don't believe Lee's glad about any of it, actually.
All right, I'm fine with it now. Actually, you know what? Brad Evans had a spectacular game. Everybody knows that I do not like Brad Evans that much as a player. I think he's going to be a great coach.
It's one of his best games probably ever.
Probably was one of his best games ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was spectacular.
Yep.
So let me give the counterbalance. It's amazing we sit on the opposite sides of the bench, so to speak.
Really, Freddie Lover?
I wanted Freddie. I knew this goal was coming. I knew the 3 goals were coming. Montero, this was going to happen. It'll be a regular occurrence against teams like the Chivas. And we did have some friends from the Black Army on. We're not trying to drill this in. But we did slather them. We waxed them. We pasted them. We dismantled them. Use whatever words you'd like.
We'll put it this way. It was a dismantling. And Freddie's performance was nothing less than spectacular.
Yeah.
Brad Evans, nothing less than spectacular. Yeah. Mario Rosales was the unsung hero of this game.
Best player in the match.
Mario Martinez coming on.
Wait, who was the best player in the match?
Mario Rosales.
I don't know.
3 assists.
Mario had a hell of a game.
He had a hell of a. Who's the best then?
We'll put it this way. I don't know. How about the Sounders were the best?
I agree. The whole team.
Because I don't know. Jesus.
I think Tiffert. I mean, the fact that Tiffert went in. Shut up. Tiffert went in and asked to move position.
Tiffert.
Right.
Yeah.
Tiffert. I'm going to call it both ways in the same interview.
What's a Tiffert? What's a Tiffert? It's for a T-ball.
But yeah, so he was asked to move. He asked to move, Aaron.
Yeah.
Which it seemed like it worked out fine.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Evans looked great out on the wing, but he also, as we know, is good in attacking mid. But I guess going with the whole pasting of Chivas, they easily could have scored 6 goals on us too. We got really lucky that a lot of those didn't go in.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
You said it earlier.
Our defense did not look solid.
No, that's got to change.
5 punches and 5 save on goal.
Right. Burning saved us a lot on that match.
Yeah.
Chivas had a lot of opportunities. Yeah. We got lucky they didn't finish.
Right. I agree.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, and if they score early versus us scoring, I mean that changes the game too. I mean, so.
No, absolutely.
That's the psychological side. But what I'm worried about, like you said, with defense, we scored 6 goals, we won 6-2. But if you get into a slugging match with Galaxy, Real Salt Lake, that doesn't make it a sure win.
Well,
and it becomes a slugging match, and I don't like slugging match. I don't know win handily.
Hang on. Yeah. We got 6 goals against one of the best keepers in the league.
Yeah, 5 goals technically.
Keepers didn't get hung out to dry.
But we also allowed easy passes into the box from Chivas, and we got lucky they didn't convert on.
Correct.
We just burned them,
which is of more concern to me than us.
Who was silently present in this game that we always talk about?
Hurtado.
Ozzie Alonso.
He's learning a new role. So
I don't know if he's learning a new role.
No, I think he is.
You have that much offense. You have that much power going up the front.
Right.
I think he's acclimating to a new role.
I think we really saw.
I think it's getting acclimated to teammates, and as they move around the teammates, perhaps. But I don't think there's really a new role.
He doesn't have to do everything from the midfield, going forward and back and side to side now.
Right.
Which will make him more effective.
So let's talk about this. There was a defensive gap this week.
Yes.
Right.
Jeff Park, right?
Well,
on some, it wasn't always him. I mean, it was a collective effort of the whole back line. Well.
Yeah.
Let's
but that could have been anyone. I mean, that was kind of
normally it's Kennedy or Tato.
Yeah.
Kennedy or Tato.
Right.
Yeah, he's had a rough year.
Yeah.
So let's.
But I think when you play Park and Ianni together, I like that. I like that match in some matches. Hurtado and Ianni are good in some matches. Hurtado and Park together don't necessarily seem to be the best combination right now.
What do you think of Leo's performance?
I thought he was great.
Yeah, Leo looked good.
For everything I saw.
Mario Martinez coming in for Brad?
Like it.
I liked it. I was happy. I just wanted to see Mario play.
Yeah, I just want to see him on the field. Yeah.
If anything, if Brad could use a rest between the 2 matches. Sure. But Leo Gonzalez, I've been a fan of forever. The thing he's been unsung for in the last year and a half is losing weight. He's built some burst speed, and he's already had top speed. I love Leo Gonzalez, and he's big, so he will lay lumber on you.
Oh, yeah, he's not afraid. Yeah, he's not afraid to foul.
I love Leo Gonzalez. I've been on record forever.
He expects to get a yellow card every time he plays.
And that's what I like about him.
Yeah.
And if he gets away with it, then it's all the better.
There was somebody here amongst us
who got the prediction right.
Who got nothing right.
Yes.
Well, no, if you combine the two of our predictions.
The talent and the future combined.
If you combine them, we actually were dead on.
I am not giving you 2
Did you not watch the Wonder Twins?
I am not.
Wonder Twins activate. See, look at that. See?
What I was going to give you credit
in the form of the prediction right.
Yes.
What I was going to give you credit for was your love for Johansson's hair.
Yes, I did. I do.
He was walking around on Saturday during the first half like this.
It's wafted and feathered. And,
Here, I'll show you. My hair looks just. Oh no, I won't.
No, under the hat secret. I wasn't going to let that happen. That's like Darth motivator's nap. Stay
I'm
alive, you gotta
about
keep it
to
on.
call bullshit on the predictions. Nobody saw this coming.
We did. We said 3-1, 3-1 combined.
I said 3-0.
It says right here, combined 3-1, 3-1.
I said 3-0.
No, it doesn't. Look at the
You're on
notes.
camera.
See, it says
I
combined.
can see you.
Yeah.
No one ever predicts 6-2 in a soccer
you'd be
match.
cynical to say
That's
6-2.
like 108 to whatever.
Although,
the
didn't I
multiple
say-
of 3 is in
In
soccer.
baseball, yes.
Yeah, but before they scored the own goal, I said if they score one more, you and I are combined.
Right.
So that kind of counts.
You know how much I was sitting there praying for somebody else to score anybody at that point?
Yeah.
Just so these two couldn't pull that shit?
Right.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
We don't
No,
like-
we're already conspiring as the
We
game
don't
was
like
going.
each other to be right.
What?
We're not gonna lie about it.
Just like another 10, 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Like 3-4 hours?
Yeah, but I think it was nice to see the
Seven?
big
All right.
four, I guess, or the fabulous four, whatever people want to call them, on the field.
Absolutely.
But really, I think what we saw was how, with the attention drawn to them, it frees up, especially when he plays in that position, Brad Evans to really do what Brad Evans can do.
And Brad Evans looked phenomenal
Absolutely,
on that goal.
yeah.
He did
I
look
mean, that
energized.
goal was
He did not look like Brad Evans.
no.
No, I wouldn't have
No,
guessed that was
he-
him if there weren't a number and a name on his back, because that's not his normal role.
Right, but he ran
My
down
God,
the wing.
Shut up.
Who's bitching at you?
Oh my God.
Let me give you guys a little hint. We don't watch the chat room all that much, so Twitter, please.
No.
No,
All
just
right.
kidding.
So with that said, do you have any last comments on Chivas? What I'm gonna do
I
is.
can't wait to play him in 2 weeks.
Me too.
Wow. I'm not looking forward to playing in 2 weeks because now they're out for blood.
Right.
But we're
No,
at home.
I
with
think.
a packed house.
So okay, so we're done there.
I think I was expecting more of Showery Joseph to have a role in that game, which I don't know if maybe it was an off game for him. I honestly haven't
No,
seen
we
enough
talked-
Chivas, but
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up, and then when I do the video here later tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm gonna put in. No, God no. If I had wanted to edit you, I would have edited it out 5 episodes ago.
I guess what I'm expecting is maybe in 2 weeks or when we play him next, he might be more of a role, and then we'll see what actually conspires from
I'm
that.
gonna put up. We have a video. We did an actual live Skype call that worked very well with good audio levels.
We
Unlike
tested
earlier
everything.
tonight when we tried to do it live.
You're gonna work
Boom.
tirelessly to make everything look like this from here on out.
Right, but what I'm saying is, so we already did this today, and we have a video with the Black Army.
Yeah, Angel
from the Black Army.
is the president of Black Army.
And we will get that in the cut here, and I'm gonna probably post it on YouTube separately as well, just if people want to watch that. So we post
From
the
a
whole thing.
supporter's
So,
point of view.
Yes, from a
Yes.
supporter's point of view.
Yes.
So, hello and welcome to a special segment here on Sonarfeed. We are joined this lovely evening by Angel from the Black Army, LA. They are one of the supporter groups for the Chivas. Amazing that they're willing to join us today. Thank you very much for joining us today on a quick Skype call.
No problem, guys. My pleasure.
Excellent. Also joined as usual, I have my usual, let's see, I'll call them knuckleheads this time. No. My usual cohorts, Adam Smith, Lee Rayall.
Or otherwise known as Buzz.
Buzz Lightyear. He got his haircut today.
Got a haircut just for you guys.
Yep, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
shaved too, actually. So,
Awesome.
Anyway, so what we wanted to do was just kind of talk a little bit about the game. Obviously, the Seattle team, the East Sounders played real well. We won 6-2, so it made it tough. But what were your feelings, Angel, from the game? Do you have any comments or thoughts from your side?
Depression, anger, frustration. It's just we went into the game knowing, Seattle's a tough team. You guys were going up and down during the season, and after the Open Cup game, you guys whooped us 4-1. So going into it, we already knew, it's going to be a tough game. Unfortunately, with how our team's been going, where they're up and down, we weren't surprised at the scoreline.
Right. That makes sense. Definitely that U.S. Open Cup game was a good game for us, of course. Obviously, a rough game for you. I will say that I think that you guys have one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Dan Kennedy is, I think we'd all agree here on the call, is one of the best. I want to see him on the U.S. men's national team before too long. And Lee, I know, had a question regarding Dan Kennedy.
Yeah, my question is, how do you think Kennedy in particular is coming out of this game? I mean, he's had a pretty rock solid season for the most part. I mean, Chivas has all season has been one of those 1-0 teams. You know, if they're winning, they're winning. You know, 1-0. If they're not giving up a lot of goals. Their goals against is not huge. How do you think that this game is really going to take Dan Kennedy the rest of the season? And is there going to be a great push for him for clean sheets for the rest of the season?
I think Dan Kennedy just takes that leadership on that backside. It can't feel good. After I'd say that third goal, you could just see his face. It hurt. It hurts him putting so much effort into it, and it just doesn't seem like the back line that we had that game reciprocates. And again, you're going to hear it a lot from our group now. Is I think it falls on the coach that everyone sees it as being a fault on Frazier's end. We already had that back line set with Riley, Caleb, McKenzie, and Jazik. Why do we keep experimenting it? The games that we've lost where we've gotten scored more than one goal have been because there's been a change on that back line. The Galaxy 4-0, you guys 4-1, 6-2, Colorado 4-0. So I just think it's that. It's like he did a post-game interview where he talked about, now it's playing for ourselves, playing for the pride. After a 6-2 loss, man, your pride is hurt.
Yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely. That's good.
My question kind of leads into that, is just from supporters culture. God knows we've been spanked before. I can think of one 6-2 loss this year, which we don't want to talk about anymore. But when is the point as a supporter? I scream until I bleed, and I think a lot of us in the supporter groups do. When is the point during this game when you think you still can take it back, and then the point where even though you love your team to death and you're a hardcore supporter, you're like, this is done?
For us, something that we try to push is we try to be honest with ourselves. I mean, with our team is our lover, I guess you could say, our significant other. So we try to work a relationship where, like, hey, you're doing wrong. We're gonna tell you you're doing wrong. After that third goal, we took our banner off the front. We sat down. We stopped singing. Why are we putting our effort, our time into it when it feels like it's not being, again, reciprocated? That fourth goal happened in that second half. We flipped our mega trapo upside down, showing you guys, like, look, man, we're really pissed off. Like, what are you guys doing? That penalty goal didn't bring back hope to our group. That goal by Bolaños, it's a goal that's in play, during play.
Right.
So it makes us feel better. You guys are actually trying to score.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we've all been there. Trust me. I mean, absolutely. So leading into that, I mean, how do you think? Do you think there's enough time left that you guys can get enough points to get us to secure a playoff spot still?
Because of the 4 games in hand that we have, I think we have 4 or 3 with Vancouver. They're the last team.
Yep.
I do see hope. Again, it falls on the coach seeing that he set a lineup. Again, like you guys were saying, we've been losing 1-0 again.
Yep.
The back line's good. Mm-hmm. Now it's working that front line. The front line, if you guys see our games throughout the whole season, we've had possession of the ball. We've moved the ball well. We just can't score. Right. This game that we played against you guys, I think we've had the most shots on goal that we've had all season.
Right. It's crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
We know that Sperning had 5 punch outs and 5 solid saves. So I mean that's one of his most busy games ever. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
which leads good for you guys. I mean, obviously moving forward.
Yeah,
exactly.
6-6.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's hard. It's easy for me to say because we didn't lose 6-2. So I know, but it's hard. I've been there on the other side of that equation, and the 0-4 and et cetera, et cetera. We've been there. And it's hard to see the positives coming out of a game like that. But if you look at really what you guys did, you had some issues, but then also there's some hope, and there's some really good, strong hope, which is exciting.
Go ahead. We see that. We see that hope. Again, and it's gonna get old. It falls on the coach.
Yes.
I'm 100%. We see it. It falls on the coach. We're 2 months into the end of the season, and we haven't had a set lineup all season. Every game, it's like he's pulling the names from the whiteboard in the locker room. Okay, today I'm gonna try this. Tomorrow I'm gonna try that.
Right.
It's like you're seeing we were like, okay, Frazier's working his way from the back to the front. All right, cool. He finally has the front set to where it's a strong, like, offensive front. He messes up the back. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Right. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been there too a little bit. You know, like you said, you noticed at the beginning of our season, we had a lot of changes and swaps and injuries, and I don't think it's because our coach luckily wasn't so much playing with stuff. We were just forced to. But it's the same thing when you start guys differently at a position every game, they just can't gel.
No.
Yes, 19 games with 17 different lineups is for us. On our side. So
right, exactly right. So I want to ask one more question, and then we'll just wrap up with any comments that are left. You have James Riley on your team now. I was fortunate enough to see him yesterday at his fundraiser up here in Seattle, we loved him. Some people didn't necessarily love him on the field. I liked him both on the field and off the field. How's he integrated with you guys down there and the team, and then the supporter groups and fans?
I see him as he integrated pretty well. He just from the beginning of the season, he's become a staple in that back line, like I was telling you.
Yep.
He plays with heart. I see it. He's very respectful to everyone, which everyone enjoys. He does play for the jersey that he's playing for. With you guys, he played for that green jersey. For us, he's playing for the red and white.
Yep.
And you see that from the player. Acknowledging the supporters, that's something that's huge with our team. Obviously, we have the others across the hall. They can't say their players will go have a barbecue with them. You know, with James Riley, it's a player that you could see him doing that with you.
Yeah, and that's what we felt like coming out of here. So, Adam, do you have anything you want to say as we wrap up here?
Just a real quick question. Who's your most hated ref in the MLS? Who's he's either yours or Chivas USA? Which who screwed you most, or who do you feel has something in for you if you do?
I think anyone that doesn't send calls our ways.
So
the entire game. Okay,
yeah.
We're making a list tonight, and we have a couple. But I was just gonna see if you guys had one. I might throw it on the list.
We don't. I mean, it's really now our focus is on getting the team to acknowledge that we know where the fault is. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
Cool.
Good. Lee, any last comments or questions?
Yeah, just one real quick question. This one's a 5-second answer. You guys have made a lot of trades, bringing people in. Juan Agudelo earlier this season, a couple other big pickups. You think those are going to be long-term trades, or do you see at the end of the season, possibly in its January transfer window, the team making some changes and using them as leverage?
I see them. The organization's trying to build something.
Sure.
For the long term. So I see Caleb staying with us. I see Agudelo staying with us. Joseph, because of his showing that he's had in the last 3 games, I don't see much.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the answer.
Cool.
No problem, guys.
And then Angel, how about you? Anything last before I make my last comment?
I thank you guys for having us on here. Like you were saying, we've had a conversation before.
Yep.
And I mean, you guys, your season started bad. You guys are in the top 3 now. You guys are tied for second, no?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something, like you said, to look forward to once our coach gets it right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're lucky there with Siggy. I mean, I love Siggy. So
yeah.
I mean, he's made some calls, occasional things here or there, but thankfully he's really fairly consistent over the years, and I'm glad he's our coach for sure.
Yeah, we're lucky.
So, and again, so I'll say it out to all of our Sonar Feed listeners. Black Army, they're at Black Army 1850 on Twitter. They're also on Ustream as well. They do a lot of neat stuff pre, post, middle of the match on Ustream, which of course we're big fans of and what we do. And so give them a follow. They had a great. I didn't even talk about it, but your tifo was phenomenal this week.
Oh yeah.
I mean, absolutely phenomenal. So
yeah.
Big props to you guys for that. I loved that. I absolutely loved that.
thank you. Like, I mean, that's something we pride ourselves in. We've since we started in 2010. Like, we've supported equality. The LGBT community is a big thing in our community. And again, you have 3, 4, 5 supporter groups in LA with the others and ourselves, and we're the only ones that openly promote it.
Right.
So
it's cool.
That's a good thing. And in LA, for only one supporter group to openly promote that, it's kind of sad to see, you know.
Right.
But we're proud of it.
We stand with you and Sonarfeed with that, definitely.
Absolutely,
Sure.
100%. And so, like I said, I'll retweet out. Like I said, if you don't follow them because they are good guys. They do a lot of good stuff, and we appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to coming down and meeting you guys eventually here. Or if you have any supporters that are up here for the game in 2 weeks, have them hashtag Sonarfeed, and we'll try and hook up with them, before or after maybe, and grab a beer or whatever. Because like I said, during the game, not so much, but before and after. We like you guys, and we like people like you who support the team. So
yes,
thanks again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Angel.
Thank you guys for having us on.
Thank
you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Angel.
Stefan, you can hear us, right, Stefan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, and everybody out there can hear Stefan, right? Not you guys live, but if you're listening over there, you can hear us.
Anyone who's cared to tune in.
All right, great. Well, Stefan, we're only about 20 minutes late for your segment, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
so,
no problem.
And cut.
And we're done. All right, no, thanks for the hot time. So, we obviously had some technical issues. We apologize for that. We will get these fixed. We are not far away from getting them. But anyways, so Stefan, we wanted to ask you a few questions. I'm going to ask a few. We're going to have a few questions asked by Kyle over here as well.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to start off with, though, is because it's kind of a critical piece for us and why we like doing this. What's your area and your major study? What are you going for your school? What's your degree going to be?
Right now, I'm planning on studying business and marketing and potentially sports management.
Excellent. Very, very good. Okay. So that's good stuff. Now, before I hand it over to Kyle, I got at least one more or two more that I want to ask. Tell us a little bit about why you chose Delaware. Obviously, they're known as the Blue Hens. Why did you choose that? Did you look here at Washington? Did you look here locally? Was it an academic choice? Was it for the school, for the soccer program? Kind of just give us your thought process of why you chose and why you ended up at Delaware.
Yeah, well, I was previously, I committed to Seattle University, if you guys didn't know, about a year ago, and there was coaching changes that kind of changed my mind a little bit, and I didn't know who the coach was going to be, so I thought it was a little, situation where I thought I should get out of, and so I went and researched a few schools, and saw that Delaware was in the top 25 ranked nationally, and so I emailed them, and literally 15 minutes after I emailed them, they called me on the phone, and they said they wanted to get me out there, and it all went from there, and other than that, academics is awesome, and the soccer team is great. The coaches were a big key of my decision as well. But overall, I mean, obviously academics come first. That was what I looked for first, and then the soccer coaches and the team came along with that too.
Right, absolutely, and that's wonderful. I mean, to me, that's great to hear. So, I mean, it's kind of neat to find out that. So within 15 minutes of you emailing them, you got a call back.
Yeah, it was 10 to 15 minutes, and they called me on my cell phone, and I talked to them for a little bit.
So
they got me out there as soon as I
what
could.
you're saying is it took us longer to get set up tonight than it did for you to get a call back from Delaware.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's good to know.
That's
Okay.
efficiency.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
We should only aspire to.
We will.
Yeah.
One day. All right. So go ahead, Kyle.
All right. So my question, I guess, to kind of go off of that is, now that you made the decision to go over to Delaware and you've had a couple games under your belt there, what's it been like playing with a new team and new faces? I know you came up in the youth system with a lot of the same players. You got to, you had the teammates that kind of followed you through a couple different clubs. So what's it like going to a team where you really didn't know anyone or you didn't really have any experience with anyone?
Well, yeah, as you said, I played with a lot of the guys on the academy for a while, like Dom and Ike and Austin Sweeney and Ian Galley, like those guys. And coming over here, I thought it would be good for me, maybe to learn a good style, a better, another style of soccer that I could potentially see, East Coast soccer.
Right.
And the first couple weeks of training camp, it was a little tough getting to play with some new guys, but as of right now, I mean, they play the same way I do, a possession game, and so I fit in there right now. I'm fitting in really well, and all the guys are great. They play the same way, so I'm happy that I'm here with a good amount of guys.
All right, good to hear. With the season kind of underway here, is there a certain game that you kind of have in mind that you're looking forward to more than maybe another one, or a rival or anything?
Yeah, as you guys know, there's I'm playing Duke in 3 or 4 days, and that's going to be a huge game for us.
They have better than we do.
As you know, Nick Wladachuk's on that team. He played on the Sounders Academy, so that's going to be my most exciting game. I've been looking for the whole year. And maybe James Madison and Old Dominion, they're ranked in the top 15 in the nation right now, so those are going to be really good games that I'm excited for.
Okay, all right, good.
So I have a special treat here. We were able to obtain a few pictures that I want to play a quick little, I think it's about 45-second video. You may or may not see this unless if you're watching on your computer on Ustream, you'll be able to see this.
I'm watching you guys for sure right now.
This is very good. So I'm going to show this and then we'll come right back to the questions.
All right, sounds good.
All right, and we're back. Hopefully you guys liked that. That will, if you didn't see it because of commercials, we apologize, but we will get it. You'll see it on the podcast, and we'll launch it live as well. There may be a little editing, and this may be out of order from what you see right now, but I'll sleep next week, I think.
Who else does it?
So anyway, so with that said, Kyle, you want to jump back into the questions?
Yeah, I guess I got a couple questions. You and Dom have a lot of interaction on Twitter. Obviously you guys are pretty close. How long have you guys played together, and when did you guys kind of become friends?
I go back until about U13 or U14. I played on the Piranhas, and we transferred over to WPFC. And he joined the first year we played WPFC, and ever since we've been friends, and we especially got close this past year on the team. We were roommates for the whole season, and from then on, I mean, we've been just best friends. I look up to him also. He's a great player, and we just been best friends since. So yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Now we had Dom on the show last week. He had mentioned a certain goal celebration.
Right.
The shirt off goal celebration. We kind of get your take on that, and kind of your thoughts that went through your head during the during the infamous shirt off goal celebration.
Yeah. It's a good story. I mean, I think Dom told you, but I mean, I've always I wanted to start against Crossbar, and I'm glad I got to start that game against Crossbar. And I was telling the teammates and Dom, I really want to score against this team. They're our rivals. It'd be awesome, So I said that I was gonna take my shirt off if I score. Run over to the EF, and I was so shocked. I mean, I scored that goal, and I instantly just took that shirt off and ran over. So much adrenaline was in me, and it was a good time for me, and that was one of the best things that really. I mean, it was awesome,
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was pretty awesome being in the stands. I wasn't necessarily in the ECS section, but it was one of those. It was one of those things at the Academy match that kind of is a memorable thing. Yep. I definitely remember that. That was
yeah,
pretty cool.
for sure, definitely.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure the coach probably wasn't happy about the yellow card, but it was worth it.
No, yeah. I mean, I apologize for that, but I did what I did.
No regrets. Right on.
All right. So I have another question here, kind of a dad question or a parent question. What's your favorite soccer moment? Kind of the academy soccer, etc. What was your favorite moment though of those years?
Besides my celebration, that was obviously my number one, that goal. But another, moment is we made it to nationals my U16 and 15 year, which was really nice, and I had a good experience there. Played the best teams in the nation, so that would be my most memorable. Experience for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Okay. Another question?
So we know you're in the academy and everything else. Where do you want to play, I guess, after you're out of college? Like, where's your dream club to kind of go to, I guess?
Well, I always dreamt of playing in Europe, but after going to so many Sounders games this past year, that's my number one. I want to play in that 40 to 50,000 crowd. That's always a person's dream in the MLS. So, obviously I've come to the Sounders, played in front of those awesome fans with a great team, and also, but, that would be my number one, but from there, I'd like to play in Europe after that, after a good amount of years in the MLS.
All right, good to hear. So, I'm a big guy on shoes, boots, kits.
What are you wearing today?
I got my Pumas on.
Okay, all right, Pumas. Okay.
What's your favorite gear? I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, and you said that depending on what position you play, you wear a different boot. Can you kind of tell us why that is and what that boot is?
Yeah, to start off, I've played different positions. I played winger, center, and forward throughout my career, and I always thought a winger would wear like a vapor because, just on the speed on the wing, and so same with the forward. I'd always wear vapor on the winger up top, but when I played center mid, I'd always use Predators because my favorite player was Steven Gerrard, which is he wears Predators all the time, and he's a center mid. So that's where I got the center mid Predator boots from, and I like Neymar a lot as well, so I follow after him with the vapors.
With the vapes, yeah, absolutely. So basically, when we look at the photos from the academy or anything else, we can tell what position you were playing at that time.
Definitely, yeah.
Nice.
If I have vapors on, I'm up top or on the wing, and vice versa with the center mid.
That's awesome. I love that. All right, so we got a couple questions that were sent in earlier today. We also have a live question coming up for you. We have some guests here who want to come on and give a live question. But so,
all right.
Will Sampson asks, "What's your favorite warm-up music?" And I will buy, when you turn 21, I will buy you a beer if you say LMFAO. But I'll let you answer however you want to.
I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely listened to LMFAO a few times before big games. But I usually listen to, pump-up music for me is some rap, but like some, typical rap music, but sometimes I listen to some like hard rock, because like Linkin Park, that'll get me up and going for games. So that's my typical music warm-up.
Well, what did we ask last week? We asked, what was the question we asked last week? Was it Biggie versus
Tupac or Biggie? Yeah, there you go. That's a good follow-up.
Tupac or Biggie?
They're both amazing, but I'm gonna stick with Biggie on this one.
Okay. All right.
What was the answer?
A Biggie.
Biggie.
Yeah, I'm a Biggie guy.
He's a Biggie guy. Yeah, he likes Biggie, and the crowd likes it too. The crowd's going crazy.
That was a
good
choice.
Good
response.
I'm a Tupac fan myself.
All right,
I don't even know what to say about it.
We got another question. At Mel Metzger wanted to know if you had any advice for young soccer players out there.
Oh yeah, if you play soccer, I just let them know. Stick with soccer. Keep getting better, become the best player that you can be. It's every kid's dream to play soccer, to become a professional, and it's definitely doable. All you have to do is set your mind to it. Work hard and put your name out there for people to see, so you can definitely get some notice.
Right. Well, and I think you'd be a great person to follow too. You've been playing soccer since you were 5, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's just kind of you're living proof that if you stay with it, you dedicate yourself to it, that you can do something with it. So,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they have a question?
They do.
Okay.
Do you want to get out and let them in real quick?
We got a
You guys have a
live,
question you want to ask him? Live on the air? Come on, get in here.
Come on in.
All right. Sounds good.
there we go. Yeah, they're coming in right now.
You come over on this side. Live questions. Oh, no, you can sit down.
That's right here, yeah.
Oh,
Right here. Yeah.
Scoot in the
All
middle.
right. There we go.
That's perfect.
All right. Perfect. All right. So we have a couple of Stefan's friends here. Hopefully you guys can still hear us all good. We have
Introduce.
Mark.
Bradley.
Who are you on Twitter?
That's so Mark of me.
Okay. And you are on Twitter?
J. Brad Sullivan.
All right.
He's got a Cougar jersey.
Go Huskies.
All right. So you guys know Stefan, obviously,
We
right?
do,
Okay.
yes.
So what questions do you guys have for him?
Well, just want to say we're proud of you. Doing big things over there.
Any other questions you want to ask?
How is Delaware? And how is it different over here in Seattle?
Delaware has some
That's a great
good girls,
question.
for sure. Mark and Bradley definitely come visit if you want to see some girls, man.
they said,
So,
he said
what is-
definitely come visit if you guys want to see some girls.
Yeah.
There's plenty
Yeah.
of-
How about the town though? How is it different than being here? Well, obviously, we're way different here in Seattle versus Delaware.
Yeah, it's a small town, but there's a street called Main Street here that has almost every, restaurant or store that you can have, mainly for students here. So it's a small town, but it's actually a good, friendly environment down here with a lot of people. So it's actually really fun.
Does anybody else have any final questions? You guys have any final questions you want to ask of him?
No, ask him something about
About you want to ask any questions off the air? Okay.
So yeah, thank you.
No, ask
for
Steph what his
staying
number
by,
is down
Steph.
there.
I really appreciate it. Sorry for the
What's his number?
difficulties there.
No, what's
I know you
Yeah,
guys-
man. I mean, thanks for having me on. Definitely, thank you guys for letting me come on. It's been really good. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. We'll get
right,
you
it's
back
all
on
good.
when we got the
Definitely will.
video feed all fixed and
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
Yeah, man. That'd be great.
Great.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks to your mom as well for the photos and the information and everything else she's provided us. Been a great help.
Yeah. Say again?
We want to have one with video live.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yeah, we're all there. So we appreciate it, guys. Sorry for the kind of the technical problems. Again, Stefan, amazing. We'll talk to you. You're probably off to bed, but we'll talk to you tomorrow, Stefan, if you're around. I'd love to chat and kind of catch up on what happened and where we can go from here.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll be free.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, Steph.
All right, everybody else, we will be right back. We have a quick commercial for you. We'll be right back.
The Berliner Pub would like to invite you to Renton's first annual Oktoberfest. Come on down for 3 days of pure German celebration, Bavarian style. We will have true German beers on tap, food, and Oktoberfest bands. The first annual Oktoberfest will take place at the Renton Pavilion September 28th, 29th, and 30th. The Renton Oktoberfest is a 21 and over event.
With that said, we have, if anybody has any questions they want to ask questions now.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to do a brief look ahead. Maybe a little bit on the MLS hated, I suppose.
Just
or
the refs hated.
Just real quick, and then we'll move on. So you want to do MLS hated first, or
And
the
if
ref?
well, we don't have anything on it yet.
Right.
But we want MLS most hated refs.
Yes, refs only.
And we want a reason for it, not just because maybe our team or some team got screwed in the past by one ref one time.
Right.
We just do some research, and then, and if it is purely emotional, let us know. Just put I hate so and so because of emotional. We want to tweet the Sonarfeed hashtag, and then we'll put them on the list. And we want to find out who the most hated MLS ref is by the Sounders fans or anyone who's watching. Well, I think we have an idea right now, but we've been playing for a long time, so there's other refs.
So Adam is going to tweet that out. Adam's going to tweet that out over the next couple of days. We want to by next week get a list of them so we can talk about that next week.
And we'll
dedicate a full segment about it.
Well, I need to build the whole list first, so that's why we need you guys. We can't put anyone in. We need you guys to tell us.
Right.
Then they go on the list. We don't make them up.
Okay.
What?
We don't get to submit anyone.
I claim bullshit.
And tech, who do you want?
I know. I see the puppet master.
Okay, who do you want?
You know who I want.
But we have a winning percentage
Lynn.
against them.
I don't care. I saw him at a bar.
Okay, moving forward.
All right, let's talk quickly. We have 2 games coming up this week.
When did I become the voice of reason?
Caledonia AIA, again, we're going down there. The team's on the way, obviously already down there.
They leave today?
They left today. Yeah.
Oh,
Tomorrow. I thought it was today. Tomorrow.
It says like he wasn't going to be on the list anyway.
Right.
I didn't even read anything above it. I know who he's talking about.
So the team goes there. What Siggy said, obviously, last week is that he wants to get a result out of these next 2 games so that the last game means nothing.
Right.
I think it's great.
But we got a big issue here. They're coming in with a draw in the group right now.
Right.
So if they can pull a win at home, that could actually put them.
Right. Yes. So we need to go in and we need to play well. I think we're going to field a pretty decent team, and I think we're going to win.
I think we're going to field an A team.
Are you ready to take notes or no?
Yes.
Forget the notes. We're going to field an A team. Right. It's just a matter of adjusting to styles and the travel that we have to do.
I think what we'll probably see, or what I would like to see, I guess, is similar to what we saw in Chivas, with maybe more Martinez involved.
I see a different lineup. I do.
Just to say it?
No.
Or what do you see? I guess.
I see Birch coming in. I see Yanni play.
No,
I do.
No, I can see Iani. Yeah, I guess I can see Iani coming in.
Sorry, Birch, if you're watching.
I think Leo plays so well against any of the South American
Leo
or
I agree with you. But
Mexican
the fact is, he just burnt his lights out.
All right. Score.
In Trinidad. Away.
Score then.
2-1.
I also go 2-1.
Who scores?
Yeah, what's the score? 2-1.
I see Eddie, and I'll even go as far as to say Eddie with a header. Will be 1. And I think if Freddie's opened his account, I think Freddie's going again.
The more these guys will hurt you when you're wrong.
Eddie and Freddie.
Eddie and Freddie, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going Tifford for Eddie.
Okay. What's your score?
2-1 Tifford and Eddie against whoever on Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, whoever scores on Trinidad, yeah.
I'm going to go with Freddie a brace and Eddie with 1.
Whoa,
So everyone's going?
Yes,
No,
3-0. I'm saying 3-0.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay. 3-0, okay.
Wait, Eddie with sitting in Freddie with a brace?
Freddie Montero F17 with the brace.
They can hear us just fine. Yeah.
And then Eddie Johnson's going to get at least 1, and I want Eddie to prove me wrong because I want him to get his first hat trick immediately following Freddie's. I love it.
I'm going 2-0. 2-0. I'm going.
Wow, that guy's really belting it, man.
We're over him, trust me.
Martinez. And Tiefert. I'm going on that like that. Yeah.
I think Freddie's in form, man. He looked like he was eyes on the prize. I see Freddie scoring at least 1.
Freddie Montero cannot be stopped for the next 2 or 3 games. When he falls over, he will get up. When there's 3 people in front of him.
Yes, the guy on karaoke is dead serious right now.
He's the guy that runs karaoke. We should run him out of town.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys can still hear us, I know, mostly, but what we're going to do is we're going to do one more thing, take any questions, then we'll be off the air.
Yeah,
the second game, obviously, the week is FC Dallas. FC Dallas is it's a danger game, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I think it's the most dangerous game, but it's not a danger game. It's a game we can win.
You know what?
Here, hold on, let me turn it. Is that any better?
Over here.
You might be a little better. Slide over in. Bring the mic with you.
I'm coming over.
We're changing up a little bit. We ran late tonight. Now karaoke's effing with us. Go full camera. Can we do the full camera? That's right, just full camera. So we can get in here. There we go. Yeah, get in there, rest snug right. We do it live, bitches. Do it live. We're not professionals. Oh shit, there's plenty of room. Get away from me.
Hey, stop moving. All right. So, the game. Last game.
Dallas FC, what do you say?
You want me first?
Let's go left to right.
Breck Shea goes on a roll. We lose 3-2.
3-2, we lose. You're fine.
See how many fans? It's a packed house.
I think it'll be 2-1. Again, I'm going 2-1 again.
Okay.
I think Shea will score. That's for Solomon if you're watching. I know how much you love Shea.
Yep.
I think Shea will score. I don't know who will score for us, but I think Shea, like Lee said, he'll make it happen.
Okay. So.
I'm going to say against Dallas, 2-0.
2-0.
Spurning is unstoppable, even with a back line that may fail him.
1-1.
That's a pretty cool camera angle. Yeah.
All right. With that said, we're obviously running up against karaoke and everything else. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys staying through the cluster. I know we're popping a ton, I'm sure. We don't have a choice, unfortunately, with that. We'll look at what we're going to do from here on out.
Hopefully that helped a little bit.
Do you guys have any last questions before we run?
Did you guys give your goal predictions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Yes, that guy did destroy.
We're going to go ahead and then wrap it up.
Epic photo guy, you come down here and I'll sing Bohemian Rhapsody with you.
Yes, he will sing it with you, I hear. So, okay, one question. What happens to Evans if Martinez is in the 11? I think, after what we saw, Evans is playing a different level right now. I think Evans becomes that guy that plays well in the CCL. He's a guy who plays in reserve area, and then I think eventually he comes out.
I think he should enjoy his twilight years.
I think Evans is our new Super Levesque. I think he's a utility guy. I think he gets slotted where we need him. Like we were talking about when Leo's legs get burnt up, he'll slot in for Leo or anywhere he's needed.
Right.
I think he becomes more valuable to us as a utility guy.
I only want that to happen if he grows the porn star mustache.
Wait a minute, but no, I'm going to go with Kyle on this one, except I was going to say he's a Montero-esque guy off the bench. But it's the same thing. It's a guy that comes in.
It's a Levesque thing.
It's a
Levesque will play anywhere.
Power, heart, and comes in off the bench with however few minutes he gets, and he makes the most of them. Because he's a good player.
Well, in a league of parity like we have with MLS, it's important to have a utility guy that can cover so many different spots. If someone gets injured or guys are fatigued.
But I mean, so here's the problem though. Brad Evans is not that old.
No, absolutely not. No.
He's still fairly young. I mean, he's what, 28?
Yeah.
Got a lot of heart.
He's around there, somewhere around
28, 29. How old is Brad Evans?
He's 31.
We'll throw it out to Dave Clark.
27, 28.
Okay, yeah. Dave confirms. Yeah.
That's Dave Clark. Sounder at heart.
Sounder at heart, Dave Clark.
I'm saying 28.
I thought he was 30. I'm going with 30 years old.
This girl's massacre.
Jesus.
Okay.
I love her. I love her.
And Daniil makes a good point. Ziggy prefers Brad Evans. He loves him. Absolutely loves him.
The question is what?
You know, I don't know.
It's every coach has people they like. Every coach has a certain style of person they like, and Evans is that.
Evans fills whatever Ziggy's looking for. That's what Evans has. So.
27. So it's confirmed he's 27. So.
And it's Dave from Sounder at Heart, so you know it's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dave's got the numbers.
Any last questions? What we're going to do is we're going to go with our normal out if you have no more questions. And then we're going to come back for the post, really crappy show because this has been awesome so far.
We don't know how well you guys can hear us over the top of this. My thought is our mics are going to carry us.
Except for when the mic was pointing that way.
Well, yeah, so we adjusted. Yeah. So let's do our post. Last questions for live.
Any questions? If not, again, I can't thank you guys enough for coming tonight. We appreciate it very much. You guys were great. Kyle was great tonight. Adam, as always, is outstanding. Lee, IT bitch fail here is awesome.
He's why Skype didn't work, but we still love it.
We will be fixing all IT issues.
All IT beforehand.
Hold on. I just said you are IT bitch fail. Yep. This was not IT bitch fail.
No. Come on in here.
This had nothing. See, the point of IT bitch fail is the irony behind it.
It is.
This tonight was not IT bitch fail.
No. This was.
There is no question. Lee is the IT guy, and he's not a bitch.
You guys watch the show, which most of you watch it, and we've been growing every week. Last week we had people saying if we grow exponentially, we're going to be in 3D soon. Tonight was that little bit of we added more technology tonight than we've ever had.
Right. It was a bump down.
And it was a little bit of a bump down.
We're going to fix it. We're coming back, bigger and better.
Ironically,
we made it work.
Ironically, Ironically, we reached further. We spent more money on tech, but we failed. Next week, this will not happen.
I don't think we failed, though.
No,
I think
no
we had
fail.
a fun evening, which could have been better.
All right, we fell short, but we spent more, we tried harder, and we fell a little short, but we're going to do better in the future.
All right.
Yeah, the future. In the future.
Okay.
We want to actually, we really need to throw a big shout out to Kyle. Because Kyle's done a lot of work the last 2 weeks. Really bringing in Tom, really working with Stefan. And I know he's actually got other things lined up for us.
Absolutely.
So once we can get through some of these IT hurdles, we'll get it figured out.
And I also want to say a big shout out, not to interrupt, but a big shout out to Brasbit.
Absolutely.
Almost all of the video you're seeing outside of this, Brasbit's had his hand in.
At BRAZBIT on Twitter. Follow him now.
So thank you guys very much. Anything you want to say?
Oh, first 5 people to send an IT pitch fail to Adam C. Smith will receive swag.
Do you have something to give away, sir?
We have swag.
Because normally I have to give all the stuff away. I don't got nothing. I've given it all away.
At the end of this week.
Still get it next week.
All right. So we're gonna do a big hug because we were requested for a hug.
That's the smuggler's blues. Thank you.
Last thing, I just wanted to say, thank you to Stefan for coming on. Everyone who came down. Diana, thank you for coming down live. Much appreciated. Dave, thanks for staying.
Sonarfeed. This is James Riley, and you're watching Sonarfeed. This is James Riley. Yeah, it's all bad stuff right now. There we go.
We will have more guests in the future.
We actually have so many that are lining up that we need a spreadsheet. We're going to go to our post show now, so here we go.
When does he get it?
He doesn't.
Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. You lose a contract signed by him. You get washed. You get sterilized. You get nothing. Good day. You lose. Wrong, sir, wrong. I said wrong, sir, wrong. You get wrong, sir, wrong. I said wrong, sir, wrong. You lose. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. Clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, good day. Nothing. You lose. Get good day, good day. Nothing. You lose. Get good day, good day. Nothing. You lose. Get good day, good day. Nothing. You lose. You get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. Clear as crystal. You lose. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. Clear as crystal. You lose. Fax mentis incendium gloria culpa memo bis punitor della costabra etc. You're a swindler. Wrong, sir. Wrong. You're a cheat. Wrong, sir. Wrong. You're a swindler. Wrong, sir. Wrong. And you're a monster. Good day, nothing. You lose. Get 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 37 deep if I full kind of coffee. 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 You stole nothing. You what? You stole nothing. You what? You stole nothing. You what? Chocolate? Wrong. You lose. Black and white, black and white. Oh, there. 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 I said. Good day.
When does he get it?
He doesn't.
Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. You lose. A contract signed by him. You get washed. You get sterilized. You get nothing. Good day. You lose. Wrong, sir, wrong. I said wrong, sir, wrong. You get wrong, sir, wrong. I said wrong, sir, wrong. You lose. Black and white, black and white. Requiem Gloria Culpa, Memo Bis, Punitor Della Casa, etc. Nurse Winkler.